Yes, this is a business channel, and no, it's not a cooking channel. But if you are hungry for your business success, yeah, I just said that, then what we fondly call the Pancake Principle may just be the most important thing that you install into your business today, and it's what separates the businesses that fail from the businesses that succeed. What am I talking about? Try this. A little bit of flour, a little bit more milk, some more sugar, too sweet, too milky, less flour, less sugar. Oh, there, perfect. What am I talking about? It's all about split testing in your business and not just for marketing, everything. Are you ready to run your business in a completely different way for the better? Then let's get into it. Hit it. So Tama, are you going to answer this question or not? What is this Pancake Principle and how do I actually have it inside my business? And what good is it going to make me? I'm going to answer all of that. However, before I do that, let me take a step back and say, I get asked a lot by business owners, small business owners, and they say, Tama, what is the difference between companies that fail and the companies that succeed? I am stressed out of my mind. I've got FOMO, fear of missing out, because I see all of these trends and all of these people suggesting to do all of these things, whether it's social media, whether it's ads, whether it's this, it's that, it's the other, and I can't keep up. And at the same time, I'm driving myself crazy because I keep trying this and I try that and I try this and none of it seems to be working, and I'm just getting burnt out and I'm running out of money and things just do not seem as good as they should be. I was promised that this business thing is going to be amazing, yet here I am today, worse off than where I started. What's the deal? And I say, well, hang on a minute, slow down. This is one of the exact things that makes a difference between the businesses that fail and the businesses that succeed. And yes, it's the Pancake Principle. When you actually make your first pancake, what happens? It's usually not so good, and you know what you need to do to adjust so that you can actually make the perfect pancake. What happens with businesses that fail and the ones that succeed, ironically, are the ones that fail plan to succeed and plan not to fail. And the ones that really succeed are the ones that plan to fail. Let that sink in there for a second. The businesses that fail are the ones that plan not to fail and plan to succeed only and get everything perfectly right. The businesses that succeed are the ones that plan to fail. We live in an imperfect world. So why are we putting the incredible standards and benchmarks upon ourselves to say our business must be perfect, our products and services, first time, everything we do must be perfect out of the gate, and if it fails, oh my goodness, it's a disaster. That's not how the world works, yet we sit there and try and pretend it does. So are you going to actually say, let me hide away from the world and the truth? Or are you going to actually say, hey, we live in an imperfect world. The chances are likely that certain things are going to go wrong in my business and certain things are going to fail. What I need to do is I need to survive long enough and have enough cash in the bank to test out things, expecting fully well that certain number of them are going to fail. And I have enough cash in the bank to keep trying out these combinations in a methodical, measured manner so that I can find out what combination of things that I'm going to try work. That is the huge difference. That is one of the biggest differences. There are a few more which I'll talk about in this video as we go along, which really make those two stand out. And you need to listen to all of this as we go through, because each part of the details we're going to discuss is going to make a big difference. But that there is the basic fundamental principle. You need to start integrating and embracing failure inside your business in a controlled way that allows you to have that controlled environment. So let's have a look at the things that you're going to need to do, and let's break it down into 3 steps. Step number 1, plan to fail. Every time you're going to start making a decision, make sure that first of all, you know where your end destination is. Map out that route that you're going for and put in place potential obstacles that will kill your business, and don't do those things. However, there are going to be times where you're going to say, I'm going to try these several things, and what should I try? And in that case, have 3 scenarios in your head. You have a worst case, probable case, and a best case. And in the worst case scenario, are you going to be able to survive? Do you have a contingency plan or a backup plan? Is it not going to kill your business or not? And is it going to affect your business in a significantly negative manner? If it is, don't do it. But if it isn't, then you say, right, let me take this risk here. And then I'm going to start split testing. And then you basically say, right, if my worst case scenario is fine and it's acceptable, then I'm going to make this decision. So you are planning to say, right, if this goes wrong, if this fails, it's okay. And that's why then you are no longer in a position where you are panicking and stressed out about if a certain thing is going to go right or wrong, if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. If it's not going to work, it's going to give you more information and it's going to tell you this didn't work. You learn from it. You take it in and you say, right, that doesn't work for this market. And that's one of the other key things as well, is that our market is dynamic. You've seen how our market is dynamic over the last year, over the last couple of years. We can't sit there and literally predict what's going to happen and how a marketplace is going to react to your products or services. So what you need to be doing is continually testing. And that's what the best businesses do, is continually testing and adapting to the environment, to the dynamic market environment that's happening, and seeing what combination of things works at a given time. And if that is integrated and planned into your business, then you're not going to be sitting there asking the question, do I need to pivot or not? Because part of your process and part of your strategy is to continually test, is to continually measure, is to continually have that feedback to know, is this working or is it not? And if I don't do this, what else do I need to do? So that's number one. Plan to fail. Now let's have a look at number two. Number two is change only one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time only. This is a big part of doing this, so that you can actually understand what's having an impact on your business positively and negatively. Because if you've got 5 things or 10 things that you're changing or trying out or testing out, and then you change them all at once, then you're going to have no idea which one or a combination of those actually had the positive or the negative impact. So what you want to be doing is only focusing on one thing at a time. Have a control. Always have that original control where you say, this is my default, and let me split test against this. Let me make this one change, and let's see how that change impacts the particular thing. Now, you can split test sequentially at the same time in parallel, where you're split testing between 2 different focus groups, you're split testing between 2 different markets, you've got different landing pages on your website. And it's not just for marketing, by the way. I'm talking about even your business model. I'm talking about the pricing that you have. I'm talking about every single thing that you're trying to do inside your business. Split test it. You can split test it in a way where you're actually, the best way is to do it at the same time, but also you can do them at different times where you're saying, I'm only going to change with this one thing and see what impact it has on my business. So that's what you need to be doing. And what you're doing is you're basically saying, right, let me try these 2 things. Okay, this is my control that I think is going to be the best one. And let me change this one thing. Which one was better? The control was better. Let's stick with that. Okay, and I'm going to change one more thing. And now actually this change has made a positive impact. It's made it better. This now becomes my new control. And this now becomes the new thing that I'm going to start split testing against, because I know now that this thing is the best thing of the lot. Now, I keep going and keep going and keep going. And what you're supposed to do is start working top down. You start with the big major changes first, and then you tweak along the way until you refine it and refine it and refine it and refine it and refine it. In the same way that if you're actually trying to split test a landing page on your website, for example, you don't go and sit there and split test the color of your button, because the whole page might be wrong. So you're going to try 2 different pages. And in the same way, you try 2 different things inside your business, whether it's 2 different price points, or whether it's having a payment plan or not having a payment plan, or whether it's this, that, the other. You will know in your business what things that you can tweak or what options you have. And you're saying, if this option works, or if that option works, let me try these 2 options. This one has worked best for me, so let me now try this one. And then you change one thing at a time, and you only focus on one thing at a time, and you get sufficient information and sufficient data on that one change, and you will know exactly how that change has an impact for the positive or the negative. And if we're carrying on with that landing page example, you literally try completely different landing pages first. You can try one which is a video landing page, and another one is based on an image. But when you begin to see actually the video page worked, then you start looking at the title, then you start looking at your funnel, then you start looking at this, then you start looking, and then right at the very end, you start looking at your button colors, the positioning of the button, and all of these things. So you really start top down until you refine it and optimize it and optimize it. And anything that works, you make it into a process and put it as part of your overall system. If it doesn't work, you eliminate it. If it works, turn it into a process, and you keep refining and you keep refining and you keep refining. And this is one of the crucial differences, it really is, of what makes businesses really succeed, really thrive. And I know we have this instinct that we want to do everything immediately and we want our business to grow tomorrow. It's not going to happen. You might be the biggest thing that stands in the way of your business growth. What you need to start looking at is, how do the really successful business owners run their business? And this is how they do it. They measure and they track everything, and they split test and they test everything, and they plan to fail. But they make sure that in the worst case scenario, if that thing doesn't work, because I might find 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 combination of things that actually really worked and made it better. But I will know that the majority of times it's not going to work. And it's the same thing when you look in sports, the biggest sports players, how many times do they try and score a goal inside a game? A lot of times. But when they score that one goal, it makes the difference between the win and the not. Let's have a look at another example. You can have a car which has no engine, and you changing the color of that car is not going to make that car go anywhere. And it's not going to sell the car because people are going to come for a test drive. And if you're trying to sell that car, they're going to say, this doesn't work. And you can say, hey, yes, but it has the most beautiful color. It doesn't work. It won't work. And they're not going to buy it. So fix the things first that are most important, most fundamental in your business, that are going to really have the huge mechanics that will impact whether or not a change to that one thing is going to make a change to your business first, before you start polishing and fine-tuning and getting the other options in place inside your business. And that's where you start testing other things. So look at the most important fundamentals first, split test those, run those, make processes out of the ones that work, and then start refining as you go down. And when you start looking at this in a methodical manner, your business then will become a lot less of a roller coaster ride, a lot less of a theme park. You can enjoy theme parks away from your business, but don't bring the theme park into your business. That's not the way to run your business. It's going to give you the incredible highs and then crash you down to the incredible lows. And I do not want that for you. So that's number 2. Let's have a look at number 3. And number 3, we've been talking about it in this video, but here we're going to make it a separate point because it's that important. Track and measure everything and make sure that the data that you're getting and the results that you're getting are based on statistically significant data. It needs to be something that you have full confidence in is actually working for you. There's no point trying this on 2 or 3 people and saying, hey, that gives me sufficient information, this is going to work or that's not going to work. It's not. At the very, very basic form, what you need to do is have enough data, enough information in front of you so that you can confidently say, I know that making this change has had that impact, whether it's positive or negative. Obviously, you can go one step further and actually start using statistical tools, whether it's a spreadsheet or an online platform. They will do that for you by putting in the data. But if you're running your business in the right way anyway, you should be tracking and measuring everything inside your business, everything. And there are tools and data platforms that will do that for you very, very easily. And you don't need to worry about the technology or the maths. You can say, I'm going to split test this against this, and then it can start collecting data, or you can feed it that data manually. And then it will try and tell you when it's actually reached that confidence level where it knows that, okay, I'm now quite certain that if you go with A versus B, then, A is going to work better than B. And that's why in some cases they call it split testing or A/B testing. And even actually in digital marketing, it's become very, very popular because of this reason. It's so easy and simple to implement, where you can actually change 2 different landing pages or website pages or emails or marketing ads or whatever it is, and actually be able to track the conversion rates in terms of the number of clicks it's getting. So 2 different audiences are getting very different things, and they don't know that they're being part of this experiment. Because if you know sometimes that you're part of an experiment or part of a test, you react in a certain way. So this way it's very seamless, and the person that is visiting the website gets to see a particular landing page and the other person gets to see a different type of landing page. And then over time, as you begin to get that right statistical data and the right information, you'll begin to see that the general mass of people on A perform better than B. But it's not only for digital marketing. And if you want me to make a video on how important conversion rates can be, even the slightest of changes, how they can have an impact on your business, please put it down in the comments below, and then I'll make a video on that for you, because it really does make a difference. Changing these very, very small conversion rates has a huge impact on you at scale. Then the sky is the limit for you. Once you put that infrastructure in place, it might take a little bit of time to actually start getting into that thinking mode and that operation inside your business. But once you do it, it's actually going to relieve a lot of stress and a lot of time and a lot of overwhelm, because you're only going to be focusing on one thing at a time, and everything is going to be decided upon the data. Let me know what you're going to start split testing and how you're going to start running your business from now on. I'll see you next time.